Can you easily say no to your colleagues or relatives who ask you for favors? For many people, it's a really big challenge. We are often scared of saying no, even though it may make things easier for us. By giving into a request, we are just trying to avoid conflict. But this habit often makes us annoying and force us to do things we don't want to. Everyone needs to be able to reveal something to other people. To answer that, you must first understand why people feel bad turning someone down. Saying no may feel aggressive, like you are rejecting the person. I was afraid of saying no because my biggest fear is rejecting. I was afraid that every time I did this, I would disappoint someone, make them angry, hurt their feelings, or appear unkind or rude. Having people think negatively of me is the ultimate rejection. Well, whether they say what they think of me out loud, of, out loud or not doesn't not matter to me. It is the thought that they look down on me. Most people do not want to be an aggressor. There a negative connotation to it. If people do say no, they usually do it in effective way that comes with an excuse. For example, they might say, I like to help, but I'm really busy. The problem with this approach is it gives the other person an opportunity to continue to ask. He or she feels there an opening, saying you are busy this week, how about next week? These quotes will make us be brave to say no to others because these quotes will make us for after we start saying no. It comes from saying no to thousand things to make sure we don't get on the wrong track or try to do much. From Steve Jobs. And have the courage to say no, have the courage to face the truth, and do the right thing because it is right. These are the magic key to living your life with integrity. From Solomon Stone. So today, me and my partner will elaborate on how to say no to someone without feeling bad. Why do we find it so hard to say no? Because we want to be nice and we want people like us. No is counterintuitive to this notion. When we say no, we fear the repercussion. Humans crave social and emotional attention, recognition, and intimacy. Intimacy are critical for our emotional and physical survival. Psychology Rinsfit, in his pioneering work on burden impact and consequently child development, found a clear link between emotional deprivation and an increased death rate. Our lack of ability to say no is not some kind of personal flaw we are born with. Saying no is a learner behavior. By the time we reach adulthood, it's no wonder most of us suffer anxiety at just the thought of saying no to someone. This anxiety, according to Susan Newman, results from the perceived ramification about what will happen if we dare to say no. Will our boss give the best assignment to a coworker who say yes to everything, limiting our career prospect? Will our friend expel us from the group if we don't accept every invite? Will we hurt a sibling feeling if we don't have time to help them? Will a partner or child think we are self-centered or uncaring if we tell them no? Ironically, the answer to all the above is almost certainly a no. The fallout from a no is rarely as bad as you think it will be, said Newman. The sky won't fall, your family won't stop loving you, and your boss won't fire you. Everyone will probably respect you and your time more if you say no more often. No matter how awkward it may feel, you need to be clear about your response. Being wishy-washy or beating around the bush is not fair to the other parties. They need a timely response to make the appropriate plans and may perceive your indirect respond as a yes, and then you are committed. Honesty is the best strategy because you are honest about your life and you have no issue with others. I have met a lot of people in my life who said no for some arbitrary cause. If you say no for a valid reason and a confident personality, then no one is going to hurt because you are straightforward for them. In my opinion, you don't have to worry to injure someone at all. I know some of us are never going to harm someone. So, if you want to say no to something, just do so in order to be as respectful as possible.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Helwani binti Muhammad Azali. My matching number is 08DMP20F1005. Now I will continue the next point, which is be assertive and courteous. You might say, I'm sorry, I can't right now, but will let you know when and if I can. This approach is polite and puts you in a position of power by changing the dynamic. You taking charge, telling people you will let them know when and if you can. Another example, I appreciate you asking me for help, but I'm searching thin right now to devote the time to be quality help to you. You have to ensure that you say no from your adult ego state. Say no in the here and now as equal to the person you say no to. Do not allow yourself to split into the child who seek to gain approval from the controlling parents or the superhero of the supporting, nurturing parents. It is not our job to save the world. Now it's good to be a giving hand and be helpful for people, but it's also important to realize that we have limited time capacity and mental physical energy. If we keep saying yes and agreeing to everything, we will disturb the harmony in our life. We also have to build a healthy relationship with those around us, so we can say no in an impolite and disrespectful tone. This would make our successful friendship become worse. As Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, said, the difference between successful and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. Finally, the last point, which is saying yes to something else. We say yes and yes and yes and yes until we are overwhelmed, fed up, and irritated and stressed. We become so busy and we forget our personal purpose for doing anything at all. All those yeses become obligation, or we say no and no and no and no until the work has shrunk down to just getting the basic one, to the getting basic done. We say no to opportunities, new idea, technology, and staying busy doing the same old thing day after day. My friend always say I have got to learn to say no more often. I catch myself saying, why did I agree to do this? I should just say no. We live in the world where most of us are bombarded with a constant stream of demand on our time, our job, our family, or organization, and people we care about. Sometimes it seems like everyone wants a piece of us, and yet we are aware that saying no to whoever request that meet us is not practical, responsible, and even desirable. Sometimes we want to say yes, knowing when and how to say no to some of the demand can feel like an overwhelmed challenge. Saying yes to go out with a friend may mean saying no to another work project you will commit to. Agreeing to chair the volunteer community probably means saying no to additional personal or family time. Sometimes the request will offer you a great opportunity, but it will also make significant demand on your time. For example, you might be offered a promotion, but one that will involve significant travel at the time when you really want or need to be home or family, or you get a chance to travel that will allow you to gain significant new experience in an area you don't know much about. Even when request is something fun, saying yes can mean saying no. Saying yes in the second girls' night out invasion this week probably means saying no to dinner with your partner. Saying yes to weekend away may mean saying no to rest and need to get through a tough month at work, because I have chosen to do this right now and I have to chosen to not do something else. As Paulo Coelho, the author of the Archimedes, said, when we say yes to others, make sure we don't say yes to ourselves. Saying no is a good thing, even though not to others but ourselves. In what we want to do, we must be brave. Don't look after other feeling, but ignore your own feeling. Thank you.